Well, it's a little hard for me to put into words what I want to share with you today. And because I think that anything I say would never be able to really express what I've come to know personally about Mary's special role in my own life and in the life of the church. That truly, when Jesus is dying on the cross and he says, "Behold your mother," he really meant it. He didn't mean behold your mother later when you get to heaven. He meant behold your mother now. Because Mary is so alive and present in our times more than ever. And I think we all know that there's a lot of chaos going on in the world today, in the world and in our church. And the dark seems to be getting darker, but yet the light is getting brighter. And grace is being poured out now or as never before. And it's been prophesied by St. Louis de Montfort that in these times would be the greatest saints because of Mary's special presence and their devotion to her. And you know, in one way I could think that those listening, that I might be speaking to the choir, but then again I say no, because really none of us are the choir when it comes to coming to know Mary and growing in our consecration to her. I'm speaking to myself as well, because we're called to renew our consecrations daily. And Mary is especially present in our times. And, you know, right now I'm in the Womb of Mary Chapel. This is our chapel here for our missionaries of our Mother of the Eucharist. We've named it the Womb of Mary Chapel to encourage us to remain in the womb of Mary's Immaculate Heart, because that is what we're called to do when we're living our consecration. And it's not a one-time thing. It's a daily thing, a daily renewal of our consecration, a daily renewing, and even a moment by moment at times, if we're going through a struggle to renew ourselves, re-enter the womb of Mary's Immaculate Heart, because there's enmity between the woman and the serpent, between her offspring and his. And, you know, if we think about it, Mary, our beloved Heavenly Mother, she actually is in heaven right now. And that's one of the tremendous graces of consecration to her, because we're entering her Immaculate Heart. And when we enter her Immaculate Heart, we're entering into a part of paradise here on earth. We're entering into the new garden. You know, we were banned from the first garden, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, but we're invited into a new garden, an even better garden, the garden of Mary's Immaculate Heart. And as we are in this garden, then we can be in a part of paradise here on earth. We can live inside of time, but as though outside of time, so that we will have all the graces we need no matter what is going on around us. And I just have a very quick story I'd like to share with you, because in the beginning of my conversion, I did not know Mary in a personal way. You know, I would pray the rosary, and I knew her at a distance. But one day, this guy was sharing that Mary's really alive, and she's real, and she's in our midst. And, you know, our call to exercise our spiritual senses and recognize this. And so when I started doing that, and actually then I heard a reported message from a visionary in Medjugorje where Mary reportedly appeared to her and said, "You see me, and so you believe, but I'm just as present with anyone who calls upon me, and blessed are those who do not see but believe," just as Jesus tells us through St. Thomas. And so when I heard that, I started holding Mary to that. I said, "Okay, Mother, I'm going to exercise my spiritual senses." And this was like 30 years ago now. And so I just started becoming aware of her presence and started talking with her and getting to know her. And sure enough, she has been so faithful. And she has done so much for me that, again, like I said, I can't even express in words. It's almost like I'm at a loss of even what to say, because Mary's love is so great, and there's so much grace that flows when we truly receive this gift that Jesus has given us at the foot of the cross. Behold your mother. So I encourage all of us this day to get to know Mary even better. I have to tell myself that every day. She loves us all so much. If we only knew how much she loves us, as one reported mystic says, we would weep for joy. So, Mother, we thank you and we love you. God bless you all.